Welcome inside Franklin Field. It is time for the Philadelphia Catholic League to get underway. The LaSalle College High School Explorers take on the St. Joseph's Prep Hawks. Bob Long, Danny Rovey, Bruce Badgley alongside. We got a lot to break down with this game. We'll do that on the other side. Thanks, everybody, for being with us. Third down and 10, 8 seconds left. Paterzo fires wide open, touchdown. Ryan Sorge.
There he is.
He two stops.
Right through the line.
Abdul Carter. How about the day already? Pressure does come. Paterzo over the middle. He's got Sam Brown. Touchdown LaSalle. And it is a sneak, and he walks into the end zone. Alan Paterzo, like Moses, parts the Red Sea. They do decide to throw it here. Paterzo has a lot of time, chucks it deep, has Sorge open. Touchdown, LaSalle. Wow. And this time they do get the handoff off to Brown. He's going to blow away. It's him and Keenan Nelson, and Sam Brown's winning the race. 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Sam Brown. This is a live ball. Good catch there. And here he goes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Stevie Davis.
Go, Speedy, let's go.
I was about to say, I love that they let Stevie Davis get that football, because look what he can do.
Well, here's your ball game. The quarterback, Davis, is back in. 4th and 9. Davis takes off. Davis goes down. And it is Matt Wills. With you. Welcome inside our broadcast booth, Bob Long, Danny Rovey, junior at LaSalle College High School, and Bruce Badgley, the voice of Berks County, with us here today. Wow, when you talk about St. Joe's Prep and LaSalle, it just doesn't get bigger than that, at least not in this area. And when you talk about a field like Franklin Field, the history dating all the way back to the late 1800s, not much more history than there either. This is a phenomenal matchup. St. Joe's Prep, 6 of the last 9 state titles. They've been to that state title game 8 times, a program that needs no introduction. And then LaSalle, this time last year on this very football field, upset St. Joe's Prep. They won the PCL Red Division, and that was a heck of a game for them. So this rivalry never really went away, Danny, but it was renewed last year, and we're going to do it again here today to start Catholic League play for LaSalle.
Yeah, of course. I mean, always a milestone starting PCL play. Big rivalry. Again, this is an all-time matchup in an all-time stadium here. Just want to mention, LaSalle right now is number 51 in the state of Pennsylvania. Prep is number 1. But when you come here to this game, the record is 0-0. And both of these teams have the mentality that they need to win in this rivalry starting PCL play.
Bruce, you've done St. Joe's Prep games dating back to a state title game that they played several years ago, and you know a lot about this program. When you step into the booth here today, you've seen a lot of football across the state of Pennsylvania. What's the vibe and what's the expectation for you today?
Well, the expectation today is that, St. Joe Prep is like the benchmark, okay? How I'm going to connect the dots to see how they match up against teams that I'm broadcasting over in the Mid-Penn Conference, okay, that I'm seeing out with the WPIAL and even all throughout District 3. I'm really anxious to see how they're going to perform. But clearly, now they've got their preseason schedule, their preseason national schedule behind them. As Danny said, the season starts today with PCL play. You can throw records out the window in rivalry games, okay? It's all about today, and it's all about each one of these teams trying to beat their arch rival.
St. Joe's Prep does have a half-game cushion on LaSalle. They started Catholic League play against Archbishop Wood, but certainly today, as we turn the clock here, we're in October. This certainly is when things get real. It is LaSalle's home game, but it's a 50-50 split, just the way the rivalry should be. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side. Kickoff. Live from Franklin Field, Bob Long, Danny Rovey, Bruce Badgley, Mara Long back behind the camera, and Brendan Olimpo will be helping us with statistics. We can't wait to bring the action to you. Stay with us.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfort Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dumpyford.com.
Come experience the Dumpy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following 3 characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. The process is simple. First, we do an introduction. Then the candidate provides me with information. We have a consultation based on that information, and we build what's called the model. Once we have that model, we'll share that with 3 great opportunities that match your criteria. I will follow up with you through the entire process. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area. I'm humbled by your consideration, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
So, it's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. Hundreds of decisions to make, some of which may impact your business for the next decade. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert had no conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best interest? Someone who knows the questions to ask, the levers to pull, the pitfalls to avoid. Enter the experts at Gola Corporate Real Estate. They've seen it all over the course of thousands of transactions in dozens of industries. Gola gets it. And what if those experts came with a team? Subject matter experts to manage everything that comes with this process. Space planning and design, relocation planning and budgeting, helping you manage your vendors, construction oversight, all with zero out-of-pocket cost to you. A turnkey experience that adds real value, value that flows right to your bottom line. Gola gets it. We've been partnering with clients like you for over 40 years, and we know what's important: solving problems, creating flexibility, protecting and stretching your dollars. Philadelphia-based with a national presence. Get to know Gola. Gola gets it.
At Meineke, we care about your family. So this winter, let Meineke keep your car on the road, saving time and money. Take advantage of Meineke's complete auto repair services. Whether it's tires, brakes, exhaust, or tune-ups, at Meineke we do it all. And all services are backed by Meineke's nationwide guarantee. Whatever car repairs you need, come to Meineke, because at your locally owned and operated Meineke, we do car care right.
What does this win mean?
Been with the family for a long time. With our team chemistry, it was bound to happen.
Just close, baby!
Such a big win from Cross Country Mortgage. Dedicated to getting it done.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lion Sports Report. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lion Sports Report live on Bob Long Sports. Today we're going to talk about the offensive line and our man of the hour, the chef, the man himself.
This year, you're going to see all 4 guys run. They all bring a different style.
The quarterback is going to read the defensive end's eyes and make a determination. Am I going to keep this football or am I going to hand it off to the running back? And that is generally the point of the RPO. Look who we have. We have Chris Berangeli, our guest picker for the evening.
The coaches at LaSalle are great because they strive for you to be your best.
I was able to maximize my full potential in terms of opportunity in football, wrestling, and lacrosse.
They're going to be pushed to be the best they can be in the classroom, on the field, in the pool, and just overall as a person.
Student first, athlete second. Before you have success on the field, you have to have success in the classroom so you can be on the field.
One thing I think makes LaSalle Athletics stand out are the facilities that we have. One thing I think makes the athletic programs here so strong is definitely the coaching and the staff.
I think I've improved as a competitor here at LaSalle because I'm always being pushed by coaches and by my peers. Seeing my peers work hard makes me want to work harder as well.
No matter what your interests are, every single person here is going to make sure that you're able to fulfill your dreams and what you want to do.
We welcome you now back inside Franklin Field. We're going to pause now as the LaSalle Pep Band, as they always do, will give us a rendition of the national anthem, and then kickoff is next here on Bob Long Sports. The Catholic League's preeminent rivalry about to get underway here from Franklin Field. LaSalle dressed in those gold helmets, the traditional gold LaSalle script across the gold. The blue tops, the gold bottoms. St. Joe's Prep, they are dressed in all whites with maroon helmets. LaSalle coached by John Steinmetz, a longtime head coach, longtime defensive coordinator. He has molded this program to great heights. And Tim Roken, he's been in the job a few years now, has done an excellent job taking over for Gabe Infante, continuing that vision. He was an assistant while Infante was with the program and has taken it to even greater heights. Starting quarterbacks here today, Gavin Sidwar, a freshman for LaSalle College High School, and Samaj Jones. Samaj Jones, just a junior for St. Joseph's Prep, now garnering some big-time recognition at the higher level and some big-time recognition here at the high school levels as well, as accolades will continue to come as he's one of the top quarterbacks in the state. St. Joe's Prep will receive to begin this football game. Andrew Park will kick it deep for LaSalle. It is a perfect fall afternoon for football, climbing into the high 50s, not a cloud in the sky. And Park, boot to leather, we're underway. And slicing up the middle, there's a flag back at the 11-yard line. A good run there, though, by David Washington, but that flag in the area of holding.
Yeah, David Washington, a phenomenal player, really speedy wide receiver, has offers from Boston College, Kentucky, Pitt, among others.
Looks like we got a holding call down there around the 15-yard line.
And these refs are mic'd up here as well, so let's see if we can get this sound of the booth. That's when you know it's a big-time game, Bruce. Got the officials mic'd up.
Only on Bob Long Sports, that's for sure.
Samaj Jones leads the offense out onto the field. Taj Dykes, the deep back, and expectation is that we will not see Caddy Phillips here today.
So what was that?
I don't know what that last penalty was, Bruce, but there was a second penalty that pushed them half the distance to the goal. Starting field position at the 7. Washington, the motion man. Dykes up the middle, met there, and dropped. A gain of just 1.
Nice tackle there by number 45. That was Colin Dunlop. Knife through there, right into the backfield.
Dunlap, he'll play in the fullback position as well. Goes both ways. Some injuries for both teams, as we mentioned, so Dunlap forced to play offense and defense. Now 3 wide on the far side of the field. Only 1 wide receiver on the near side. Jones alone in the shotgun. Jones, this is a big part of his game. Eyes down the field. That one low and incomplete. Really good coverage there by Matt Mitchell.
Yeah, phenomenal coverage right there. Sees the cut. He's on it. Incomplete pass. Really great contest.
So now 3rd down and 8. They need the 18-yard line for a first down. Maybe in between the 18 and the 19. Three down linemen for the Explorers. And Samaj Jones with the hard count, now a flag. And LaSalle thinks that it was St. Joe's Prep offensive line that jumped.
Yeah.
And it was.
And it was. Both, St. Joe Prep a little bit skittish here to start.
Yeah, backs against the wall right out of the gate.
Third down, 13 yards to go. They need just past that 18-yard line for a first down. 2 safeties for the Explorers. Matt Wills, he's going to bring the pressure. Jones steps up in the pocket. He fires to the outside. It'll be close. He got right to that 18-yard line. It all depends on the spot.
Great route by the receiver just to get to the line to gain.
That referee has the foot, Bruce, right on that 18-yard hash.
Yeah,
it'll be a close one.
And it's 4th down and short as marked on the field. Just more than a minute into this contest, the first possession of the game. And for the moment, St. Joe's Prep leaves the offense out on the field. This is a confident call here, Danny, if in fact the offense stays out there.
Yeah, this is an extremely tough call for the officials to make. They're reviewing the
sure looks like he's
ball
got
on the field.
It. Sure looks like they've got it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're bringing the chains out right now.
Hey, throw my geometry class out the window here. But it looked to me at this kind of angle of attack, 45 or so degrees from where we're standing, it looked to me like that ball needed to be just past that 18-yard hash. And you got to walk this chain all the way over the field.
That is a close call, especially from our vantage point.
And it is short.
Looks like it's short.
4th down and less than a yard. St. Joe's Prep is still inside their own 20-yard line. What does Tim Roken do? And here comes a personnel change. But it's not the quarterback running off the field.
It is not the punter, that's for sure.
Yeah. One person to keep in mind who ran onto the field there was none other than Taj Dykus. He's a transfer from Germantown Academy.
I think
kind of a versatile player.
This is interesting, though. James Dolan ran onto the field. Now he comes off. Dolan is LaSalle's punt returner. He had run to about the 45-yard line, but now runs off, and Mekhi Johnson replaces him, the safety, because LaSalle's going to need a 4th down stop. Extra linemen, one on each side for St. Joe's Prep. 2 in the backfield, make that 3 in the backfield along with Samaj Jones. So 7 on the line and 4 in the backfield. 4th down and less than a yard. Jones has the 1st down and a lot more. It's a foot race. Samaj Jones is going to take it to the house. St. Joe's Prep on the board first.
Wow. I mean, the Red Sea parted there. Everybody sold out thinking that it was going to be right up the middle.
Yeah, one thing amazing about that run is just the vision from Maj Jones there. He saw the open space, he attacked the hole, and off to the races, straight to the house.
That was just a great crushing down block by Joe McMahon, the left tackle there.
A fantastic call on 4th down, a confident call by Tim Roken. And his junior stud delivers for him.
Yeah, one thing for the Salle defense to watch out for this game is how versatile Maj Jones is on both sides of the ball, whether it be running or passing.
Yeah, that one wide right. But an 82-yard touchdown spurt from Samaj Jones, and St. Joe's Prep is on the board first. This portion of today's game brought to you by CJO Design and Construction. If you are looking for a new patio project, maybe you're looking for a landscaping project, clean up those beds, replace that mulch, or maybe you have a bigger vision in mind. Chad Ormond and his team at CJO Design and Construction, that's the team for you. They're going to be doing some work for my wife and I. We're so excited. Chad just emboldens and engenders a lot of confidence. He does a great job for his clients. He really cares, and he's going to make it, well, the nicest looking lawn on the block. So give him a call, give him an email. Check out the website, cjodesignandconstruction.com, and we appreciate their support.
So a little bit of a miscue there on the extra point. Usually that's pretty solid for St. Joe Prep, has been over the years.
Of course.
No Antonio Chata this year. That was Skylar Schroeder, the kicker, and he'll kick this one deep. Caught there at the 10. Good momentum there. And Filippo taken down at the 26. That's Chris Filippo, who saw time last week, Danny, on the offensive side of the football. He's been exclusively a D-back prior to coming off that bye week. He took snaps out of the backfield, able to shoulder the load a bit for Stevie Davis, and really had some good downhill runs in a 21-20 win.
Yeah, you know, that was a scheme that I really liked from Coach Steinmetz, you know, able to mix up the rush game a little bit. I think Filippo is a fantastic player. He's really speedy, has great vision on the field, and I'm looking forward to what he can do in this game. Obviously, that Calvert Hall game was a really hard-fought win for LaSalle.
Gavin Sidwar, the freshman quarterback, out of the pistol, and a lot of movement there.
Early movement.
It's a question of who moved first.
Yeah, I think it was the right tackle there, McConnell, but.
Got the replay here.
Or right guard, excuse me. Oh, defense, okay.
Oh, wow. And I think the replay bore that out as well. 1st down and 5. So we've had pre-snap penalties prior to the first offensive play of each drive. Both of them went against St. Joe's Prep. 2 wide on the far side of the field. More movement. That might have just been a defensive shift and some miscommunication there. Sidwar was looking for his fullback in the flat, Gavin Muller. He went for the block. 2nd down and 5.
And as always, really interested to see how this offensive-defensive trench warfare battle plays out throughout the game.
So am I. One player to really keep your eye on this prep defense is at least Emilio Agard, number 1. 30-plus offers. He's the number 4 ranked player in the class of 2024 in Pennsylvania.
The give is to Filippo. A nice gain there, wrapped up by Shamir Johnson.
Yeah,
Johnson,
great game there.
Yeah, Johnson, the now flags came in after the play, and Agard not happy about what may be coming here.
And I think Coach Tim Roken's not happy about it either. I think he wants to leave. I know that it's emotionally charged anytime you get into a rivalry game, but you got to keep control.
Yeah, I agree. LaSalle will keep advancing up the field here.
And I think that's an important part of, LaSalle's game. I think they've got to be patient. They've got to be ball control here.
Yeah, I think that composure is a really big thing. And, you saw that against the Calvert Hall game. These guys, they had it back against the wall there. You're 1-3 going into a game in Maryland. And I think that keeping that composure, a little bit of swagger, but staying calm, staying steady, having trust in your players, your teammates, that's all keys to success.
Filippo, as well as Ryan Sorge and Noel Henry, all lined up on the near side.
Sidwar is alone in that backfield.
Sidwar, quick pitch, couldn't get the intended target, Chris Filippo. Guarded on the play by Cole Nillis. Nillis, another one of those unsung guys, right? Emilio Agard is who you think of. Keenan Nelson last year. Josiah Trotter. But a guy like Cole Nillis, who's been a bedrock of this St. Joe's Prep defense for a few years now, really good in the interior linebacking core.
Oh, he sure is. I think that one of the biggest things about Prep is how they develop their players. They're known for their player development. They're known for sending these guys out to some top-notch schools, some top-notch programs. So that's one thing you can really credit Prep to.
Second down, 10 yards to go. Pressure comes on Sidwar. He's taken down. And there he is. It's Josiah Trotter, and now a flag came down. A helmet came loose, and we'll await the call. One more look here. Trotter comes free. The left tackle had to make a decision. Nothing doing.
It seems like Josiah Trotter's been playing for St. Joe Prep forever. I mean, he actually started in the championship game against Central Dauphin that I called as a freshman. So all that experience,
and this one's going to go against St. Joe's Prep by the reactions of those defensive players alone.
One thing to keep note is a new player on the field for LaSalle here, number 7. This will be Gavin Damon.
Number 34 on the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty. It will be third down.
So that's of note, and you heard him repeat that twice. Unlike the college game, a personal foul, 15-yard penalty, not an automatic first down. So it's a spot foul, right? 15 yards from there. If you don't get past the sticks, it's not a first. The give, Henry. Henry cuts up the field, and it's going to be close, but I don't think he got there. It all depends on that spot. That line's right at the 41, as is the first down marker. We'll see.
It's another tough spot of ball play right there.
I mean, the nose of that football is at the 41. They're already moving the chains, though. First down, LaSalle. Penalties killing St. Joe's Prep. And now here comes Gavin Damon. Gavin Damon got the start at quarterback for LaSalle. He's a senior. Again, the second of 3 Gavins that get a heck of a lot of playing time for this team. Played 2 offensive series, then was replaced by Sidwar. The rest was history there. 4 touchdowns for Sidwar in that first game. But he's found a home as more of a wildcat quarterback. And that's exactly what happens here. It's a direct snap. And Damon got 8.
Huge hole on that right side for Damon. And that's exactly what LaSalle's got to keep doing. They've got to run this ball control type of offense. And my, oh my, look at that offensive line.
Yeah, I know. One thing to keep in mind, that was phenomenal blocking there from Cole Kozlowski there. Really creating that hole for Damon to rush through. Again, like you said, Bob, he's done great in his role at a Wildcat quarterback.
And that's a senior understanding role, finding a way on the field and looking to deliver in that role. Now Damon comes up to the line. A shift on that defensive line by St. Joe's Prep. There goes Filippo right through the hole, has the first down. Needed 2, got 3, and a nice shoestring tackle by St. Joe's Prep, but Bruce, the blocking scheme has been good for LaSalle offensively.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, that's going to be the key to the game for LaSalle is how are they going to be able to handle that St. Joe Prep defensive line and run some ball control.
All right, so right now I have a text. 67 penalty yards so far have been accumulated in this game.
And who's sending you that text?
Bob, I'll let you introduce the man himself.
Oh, Brendan Olimpo, our buddy, doing the stats for us. He's been awesome all year long, much accretive to our broadcast. St. Joe's Prep blew that one up in the backfield. Frankly, LaSalle lucky to hold on to the football. Damon and Filippo in the backfield had some issues deciding who was going to take it.
Yeah, big number 92 in there, Ivan Bailey Green.
LaSalle on a bit of a methodical drive here.
Yeah, they don't need to get in any rush, that's for sure.
It's 6-0 St. Joe's Prep, 7 minutes and 49 seconds. A running clock here in this first quarter. Damon again remains in the shotgun. 2nd down and 12. A high snap and it's whistled dead. We mentioned Gavin Damon out there on the field. That false start called against the Explorers can be a little difficult when you're maneuvering between quarterbacks, different counts, different cadences. Gavin Sidwar being looked at on the sideline by trainer Dave Crow.
Yeah, that hit right there. Helmet was off. Definitely a little bit shaken up. Looks like they're looking at his arm right now and his shoulder.
Certainly don't want to speculate. We'll see what happens with Sidwar. Hopefully he's able to come back into the game shortly, and hopefully that he's feeling good. 2nd down and 17 yards to go. The first down marker is at the St. Joe's Prep 20. Again, it's Damon. He rolls. He fires. Open there is Henry. Taken down by Anthony Sacca. But the gain all the way down to the 25-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and about 5.
Pretty basic pass formation there, and important that LaSalle continues to try and stay balanced. Make St. Joe Prep continue to defend the whole field. That's what's going to keep the running game moving.
I agree. And I liked how Gavin Damon there, he stayed calm under pressure. He had players right behind him, and he was able to find Henry there on a phenomenal game.
Interesting decision here as well. Would be a 42-yard field goal. This time last year, Santi Sturla might have been asked, and now...
Don't have to worry about it now.
Sure don't. Maybe 3rd and short, though, Bruce. Might have been 5.5 yards to go. We'll see where they spot this.
He's right on the cusp there.
Well, 70-plus yards now of penalty yardage.
That's right.
Almost exclusively against the Hawks of St. Joe's Prep.
The chains continually move for the Explorers here.
Yep, indeed. They said that was less than 5 yards, so when they marked that off. So 1st down and 10. LaSalle now inside the St. Joe's Prep red zone. Clock is still ticking as well, Bruce. 6 minutes left to play in the first quarter.
And that's exactly what LaSalle's got to do. They've got to possess the ball.
I formation. And a timeout called by Tim Roken.
Yeah, didn't like what he was seeing.
Yeah, we'll take a look at this again. You see this last-minute shift here, guys. It was originally more of a pistol look, and then Damon got up to under center. Roken didn't like the call. Why not? It's a first-half timeout. That's good discipline and good vision there by that St. Joe's Prep coaching staff.
Well, and important to do it as they're in the red zone, that's for sure. You definitely don't want to have your defense in the wrong position this close to the goal line.
This portion of today's game brought to you by Jim McLaughlin and Carrie Guerin Boyle of the Carrie Guerin Boyle team at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Fox and Roach Realtors. They are certainly our favorite realtors. They're LaSalle's realtors. They do a phenomenal job for their clients, whether you're looking to buy or sell your home. Jim and Carrie helped my wife and me buy our dream home. We're thrilled to be there, and we could not have gotten to the finish line without them. Support those that are supporting high school athletics. And certainly, top of that list, Jim McLaughlin, Carrie Guerin Boyle of the Carrie Guerin Boyle team at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Fox and Roach Realtors. And yet another hard count induces the encroachment.
All right, guys, a new piece of information from our guy, Brendan Alippo. That'll be Prep's 8th penalty on the day.
Wow.
And again, it's that clap. You see right there on the replay. 3 guys jumped. One of them made contact, and that's what induced the flag.
Now just enormously important for LaSalle to take advantage of this field position and knock it into the end zone, I think.
It's been all Gavin Damon. Gavin Sidwar, the freshman quarterback, played 2 series and was hit hard by Josiah Trotter. He's being attended to on the sideline. The pads are off for Gavin Sidwar. Again, don't know anything more than that. Won't speculate beyond it. We will see if we see the freshman Sidwar at all the rest of the way. They run the screen, and St. Joe's Prep defended that one pretty well. Gain of just 1. Catch made by John Koch.
But as I said, just the threat of the pass, okay? It doesn't have to be a big play. It just has to be one that forces St. Joe Prep to respect the pass.
Yeah, exactly. I think that if you can find one of your guys on a slant here, get some great yards. I mean, there's really only 14 yards to go here until you're in the end zone.
Yeah, keep them high percentage throws too.
Of course.
5:13 and ticking here in the first quarter. Just the first offensive drive here for LaSalle. St. Joe's Prep, it was a wild and wonky first 4 plays, but they scored on their first series, missed the extra point. Now sitting down in coverage and staying on his feet is Noel Henry. That's a first down.
How did he squirt through 3 defenders?
Yeah, Noel Henry, one thing we've seen this entire year is how he fends off contact. Look at that. That's 3 Prep bodies. That is 3 Prep bodies. Great gain there. Some great added yards after contact for Noel Henry.
First down and goal. Ball at the 6-yard line. Clock under 4 minutes and 15 seconds to play in the first quarter. Filippo!
Whoa,
that's
man.
a heck of a tackle by none other than Josiah Trotter.
Boy, that looked like there was a lot of space.
Big time play. Trotter hurt on the first series of the first game of the year for St. Joe's Prep. This is his first time back. You see the impact right away.
LaSalle, I think, still just looking to punch that ball over the goal line, whatever it takes.
I'd like to see him do a little bit of misdirection, okay? Use that St. Joe Prep speed against him.
That's a dicey game there, Bruce. That's a dicey game trying to play sideline to sideline with St. Joe's Prep.
Yeah, absolutely. So make him go one direction and then you go the other. And oh my God.
A lot of movement pre-snap.
Well, not like that.
That's a huge penalty there. Second down and goal from the 8. And LaSalle was fooled by the shift defensively. So that wasn't a jump. That's just a shift where the defense is going to move in succession, in rhythm, down the line of scrimmage, not across it. Not entering the neutral zone, and LaSalle jumped as a result. Damon. Hands to Filippo. He'll get 1, maybe 2. Third down and goal. We tick under 3 minutes to play in the first quarter.
Max Roy plugged that hole really strong there, number 77. So a big play.
And Bruce, I'd argue the game, well, certainly penalties aside, comes down to 2 plays right now. A 4th and 1, of course, that Samaj Jones took to the house. And Josiah Trotter taking a walk-in touchdown away from Filippo. Now Can LaSalle find a way to score anyway on 3rd and goal from the 6? High snap. Damon up the gut.
Oh, my goodness.
Ball is loose.
Ball is loose, recovered by LaSalle, it looks
Sure
like.
did. LaSalle recovered that one. And there it came loose. What a play by LaSalle.
Chris Selecki, Johnny on the spot there to pick that fumble up for LaSalle.
And now on to kick the field goal from 22 yards is Andrew Park.
Now keep in mind, it's a little bit windy here.
Swirling inside Franklin Field. Park's kick is up, and it is good. 6-3. A minute 46 to play here in this first quarter.
LaSalle definitely making most of that drive, you know, despite everything. Obviously, a lot of penalties, but I'm really close to the goal line. That was like you said, Bob, that was a fantastic stretch tackle there by Josiah Trotter. But, you know, again, phenomenal from Chris Selecki, pouncing the ball, go away with 3 points. I'll still take that as a LaSalle fan.
So, heck of a football game thus far. Yes, sloppy. LaSalle put the ball on the turf there, fortunate to get it back. LaSalle's starting quarterback, Gavin Sidwar, out of the game. He does not currently have his pads on. That's not a good sign in terms of him returning, but we are not going to speculate beyond that. Gavin Damon did a nice job leading the drive. And now 6-3 with 1:46 to play in the first quarter. Andrew Park to send this one deep. Angles it towards Washington. Angles it a bit too far, though. Out of bounds. It'll be a procedural penalty against LaSalle. This portion of today's game brought to you by E&M Insurance, an independent local insurance agency serving the area's business and personal insurance needs. E&M Insurance is owned and operated by Chris Marr, class of 1989 and father of Brendan and Ryan. They both went to school in the late teens here at LaSalle. Ryan graduated in 2020. E&M has been servicing the Delaware Valley's insurance needs since 1988, built on the principles of providing superior customer service and quality insurance solutions for their customers. They can help provide solutions for you and your business or your home. Visit them at eandminsurance.com or find them on Facebook. We appreciate Chris and his support of Bob Long Sports and LaSalle Athletics. Now Samaj Jones in the flat finds his receiver, Owen Garwood, taken down on the play.
But that was just good recognition. The defender was a good 8 yards. And, I mean, I see that all the time. These quarterbacks and receivers now, they're checking out the coverage before the play. They're checking out to that play usually if they've got space for the quick out.
Second down and 1. LaSalle shows pressure, brings the extra man off the edge. Samaj Jones made the right call and kept it up the gut. First down on the play, tripped up by Kieran Campbell. That prevented a much longer gain. Ball 1 yard short of the 50. Another look here. It looks like it's Campbell. That's a heck of a play.
That is. Just enough to bring him down there. Phenomenal tackle.
Final minute of the first quarter. A fast-moving first quarter. Garwood, the man in motion for St. Joe's Prep, now 3 on the far side. Jones fakes the give. That one's blocked down by Matt Wills.
Boy, he was almost unabated to the quarterback, and just Samaj Jones just threw it right into his elbow.
Yeah, great read right there from Wills. Applying just the right amount of pressure there. Blocks that ball. It's fantastic.
And that's what LaSalle's got to do. They've got to get some pressure in his face.
I agree. So he'll make it happen.
Dykes gets the give. Haven't seen much from him today.
Wow.
That's a big-time run. He got 13 and a first down.
Dyke is really filling into this athletic role here at Prep. He's a player who's really fast, and he can do it all for these guys.
So a first down as they move into LaSalle territory. Clock under 7 seconds to play, and that will end the first quarter. A good one here at Franklin Field. One drive for each team offensively completed. 2 scores, a touchdown for St. Joe's Prep and a successfully completed field goal for LaSalle. St. Joe's Prep motoring down the field when we come back here on Bob Long Sports. And this portion of today's game brought to you by Next Play Basketball, one of the newest sponsors here on Bob Long Sports. Run by Matt Paul and Ryan Ansel. This is a big-time and really player-focused AAU basketball program in the area. They offer team sessions, individual coaching sessions, and they have really talented and well-rounded, well-coached teams, anywhere from 4th grade up and through high school. If you are a student, up-and-coming basketball player looking to get better this fall and winter, you want to play some AAU basketball and learn from the best, call Ryan Ansel and Matt Paul at Next Play Basketball. And it's an attitude thing. It's always about that next play.
Well, I think if you're LaSalle, you would sign up for 6-3 at the end of quarter number 1.
Oh, definitely. Now it comes down to how well LaSalle can fend off this Prep offense. Obviously very high-powered.
First down and 10. Ball at the 39-yard line of LaSalle. Jones, they might take a shot. Flipping it deep, and that's great defense by Carson Wakefield. The ball just a bit behind the intended target, Brandon Raymond.
I think he just put a little bit too much air under the ball there. Needed to be a little bit more mustard on that. Allowed the defender to, he was open and allowed the defender to get there to make the knockaway.
Yeah, one more look, Bruce. I think if this ball is to the near side pylon, I think the air is fine and he can run under it, but he kind of has to stop and come back to the football, and that's where Wakefield gets the shot to get back into the play. Really good play on the ball at that.
Absolutely.
It gave Wakefield just enough time there.
Second down and 10. They bring in extra pressure. And that's David Washington. We had a sense this could happen if Dykes isn't going to get every single snap out of the backfield. Well, who would it be with Caddy Phillips? We mentioned at the top of the broadcast. Phillips not going to play today. Well, David Washington, traditionally a receiver. He's going to take snaps out of the backfield here today. 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, and one thing worth mentioning, Bruce, that you were saying before the game is that, talking to these Prep coaches, they were saying that, there are a couple of running backs on the field that will not be getting play time today due to various injuries, sitting out, whatever it may be. So you could definitely see some wide receivers kind of slot into that running back position throughout this game.
4-down lineman, and it's a first down for Dykes. And if I remember correctly, and I think I do, Caddy Phillips this year wearing number 4. I think he was wearing 26 last year. More of the same. Off-tackle running, good power action, pulling linemen, creating that gap, and a nice run up the middle.
Yeah, and LaSalle, they've just got to do a better job in plugging up the middle. St. Joe Prep, their success running the football has been right up the gut.
Jones. The lob. Too far.
Wow.
Intended for Brandon Raymond. What you got there, Bruce?
Sean McFadden. I mean, he just blew up number 26 there, Taj Dykes, to put the pressure on Samaj Jones. That's why that pass was incomplete. Jones had no time. He had to unload it.
Second down and 10. 10:36 to go in the second quarter. Just the 3rd offensive drive of the game. McFadden again on the near side showing blitz. Matt Wills is on the weak side. Here comes Wills. They lob it again. Contact.
Oh.
There is the flag. Kelby Hampton pretty clearly pulling at David Washington. We'll get one more look at it here. Top of your screen, and Washington pulled down there right at the top of the route.
And LaSalle really selling out to try and get at Samaj Jones. They are not going to let him breathe back there.
By the way, I think that pull, I think it's a touchdown if he doesn't pull him down.
Yeah.
So I don't think you'll get many complaints about that call, but that's a walk-in touchdown if not.
Yeah, definitely I think that it's hard, for a lot of LaSalle DBs, especially in this game, you want to give these players contact because, they're so athletically gifted, but at the same time, you can't give them too much contact or else that call will come through.
1st and 10 from the 13. Samaj Jones pulled up the middle inside the 10 to about the 5-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 2.
One thing I love right there was the fake right there, giving off to Taj Dykes, fooled the LaSalle defense, gave Maj Jones some time there to go attack the hole.
Well, and that's really well executed RPO there, Danny, right? So that's by design that defensive end, O'Connor, on the outside for LaSalle, he's left unblocked. And they say, okay, LaSalle defensive end, make a decision. Pick the running back, pick the quarterback, and that's when you take a Samaj Jones and his level of decision-making that he's going to make the right call, either give it or hang on to the football. Again, a great decision by Jones. 2nd down and 5 at right about the 5-yard line. Can get a 1st down without getting a touchdown. Dykes, though, he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, St. Joe's Prep. And it's 13-3 with 9:45 to play in the 2nd quarter.
And again, that St. Joe Prep offensive line just kind of ruling the center of the field right now.
Beg your pardon, 12-3 after the touchdown. The missed extra point on that first drive. So this extra point would make it 13-3. Skylar Shoulder. That one's through with no problem. It's 13-3. So 3 drives, 3 scores. 2 touchdowns for St. Joe's Prep. A 22-yard field goal for LaSalle, and the Explorers will get the football back midway through the 2nd quarter. Time to play America's favorite game, and that is...
It's a classic.
That is Where You At. Let us know where you're watching the football game from. Comment on the YouTube, tweet at us at Bob Long Sports, and we'll humbly ask if you wouldn't mind. Subscribe to our YouTube page, follow us on Twitter, and you'll have all the programming updates you could ever want. LaSalle football, other football, and basketball across the state of Pennsylvania. We're excited to be bringing you high school football and high school sports content. Try to do it at a high level, and we appreciate everybody's support. So, most importantly, let us know where you're watching the game from. We'll give you the shout. And then secondarily, we'd ask if you would be so kind to subscribe to the YouTube channel. It helps us a lot.
Well, I wonder if we're going to get all those like warm weather people that usually watch the Governor Mifflin games.
Yeah, from Florida or Texas.
Hawaii.
That ball was dropped, and that play was doomed from the moment it was dropped. Matt Mitchell got out to about the 14-yard line. 1st and 10. And again, it'll be Gavin Damon, number 7, the senior quarterback who came into the game as the 2nd stringer. He's going to continue to lead the offense. If you're just joining us, Gavin Sidwar hit on the 2nd series of the game. A free rush by Josiah Trotter, lost his helmet on the play, suffered some sort of injury. His pads are off, and so again, highly unlikely that we'll see him back in the game at this point.
Yeah, one thing to keep in mind here is that there's 9 minutes and 38 seconds left on the clock. For LaSalle, you have a lot of time. I know you're back deep here, but run a drive that you know you'll succeed in. You can take your time.
Well, they did that on the last drive. It was certainly penalty aided there, Danny.
Definitely.
And Gavin Sidwar, or beg your pardon, Gavin Damon up the middle, didn't get anything. I'm not aware of the drive against the St. Joe's Prep defense that you know you're going to succeed in. I think a lot of coaches around the state of Pennsylvania would love to know that. This is a team under Tim Roken that has made adjustments over the years. I mean, they're as talented as it gets. But what worked in one drive may not work in the next drive, Bruce. St. Joe's Prep, always a team that can throw multiple looks at you and shake things up defensively.
Absolutely, and they've got multiple athletes that they can interchange in there as well. Right now, number 77, Max Roy, and number 92, Ivan Bailey Green on that defensive line for St. Joe Prep, just not allowing anything.
Damon fires, and that's way over the head of Noel Henry. 3rd down and 10. A couple folks checking in. Zach Wolf checks in from Syracuse, New York. Big fan of Zach's work. Thanks for checking in and saying hello, Zach. And Oleg Bena checks in and says Tampa, Florida, Bruce. So you're right on the money.
Tampa.
Nice
yes.
place to be. But in all seriousness, hopefully that you and everyone else down there in the line of the hurricane is doing okay. Send our well wishes. Anything we can do, certainly, to help down there. I know it'll be a long road to recovery. So hope that you're doing well. Bob Gerngross checks in from Sarasota, Florida as well. Bob, same to you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. We're thinking about you up here up north. Thanks for watching along today. Damon, pocket collapses around him. Pass caught, but that will be it. St. Joe's Prep runs to the football, makes a big-time play. The catch made by Mike Martino. Cole Nillis in there on the stop. It's 4th down.
Yeah, Cole Nillis right there with a fantastic wrapping tackle right there. Bringing Martino straight to the ground. It's a great play.
So LaSalle will punt. First time either team has punted in the football game. 8:17 and ticking here in the second quarter. This will be Nick Remish. He's listed as quarterback 3 on the depth chart. Interesting now with Sidwar not in the game. Boy, that's a heck of a pick. Got the football away. It'll be recovered there. Emilio Agard brought down by Sam Ross.
Boy. Well, that was a borderline almost late hit, but
I was thinking
great
the same thing.
job by the punter. That was a really poor snap back there, and all he did what he could do is got the foot on it the best he could. Thankfully, he got a roll, but boy, St. Joe Prep set up with really good field position, and if you hear me do games, I'll talk at nauseum about the importance of special teams, and in that particular case, you just got to get the ball back to the punter so he can kick it.
Yeah, no, very true. I mean, that was definitely a save right there for LaSalle, to say the absolute least.
Point I was making there as well, as he made the pick hop like you would ask a shortstop to do. But with Gavin Sidwar likely out for the rest of the game, does Nick Remish get into the mix at all on the quarterback side here today, coming in as the 3rd stringer? They take one shot for the end zone. Well, perfect throw.
Oh, my goodness.
A heck of a catch. Touchdown, St. Joe's Prep. How good is that?
That was, that dropped it into the trash can. That's what quarterbacks practice when they're having fun on the weekends, is trying to launch one into a trash can, and he just dropped it right in there.
Elijah Turner right there. Phenomenal grab.
Turner not seeing a ton of time. A sophomore wide receiver, 5'10", 160 pounds. Oh, boy, Bruce. There's another sophomore stud here for St. Joe's Prep, just waiting in the wings.
Super sophomore.
Jones had time, and he just laid it in there perfectly.
I agree, and that's honestly equal parts the throw and the catch right there. Toe tap from Turner, straight into the end zone.
That's a big-time football play.
You got that right. That is literally, it had to be perfect. That was not, the defender was, it was perfect defense. You cannot defend just a perfectly thrown ball.
I agree. On a play like that, there's no room for failure. Perfection.
There's a good one.
20-3, the score. Had one other thing we wanted to talk about here today. We know that this and businesses like this, can be tough. Big friend of the show here and big friend of Bob Long Sports, Jamie Lynch, class of 2000 from LaSalle. I think it's pretty well out there at this point that he wasn't brought back by 97.5 The Fanatic. He's been there for, more than a decade. He has been a bedrock for that station, and the outcry, even if I'm not going to give my opinion, listen to the opinion of the folks out there. The outcry from the listener base was unlike any that I've seen for hosts that have been let go. And unfortunately, that's happened a lot recently across that space. Jamie Lynch, we wish you the best. We feel so sorry that this happened. I know that I'll miss you personally on the air. Hopefully we can continue to get you on these broadcasts here. You've done an excellent job in the times you've been with us. And it's tough. It's tough business. Don't know everything, obviously, but what we can do is support our fellow LaSalle Explorer, Jamie Lynch. Probably my favorite on the radio, and wish you the best. Hope you're doing well, my friend, and I'll reach out to say hello this week.
Well, guys, butting in, a new update here from Brendan Olimpo. Maj Jones, in 7 attempts, he has had 56 yards. And, Bob, you can correct me if my math is wrong here, but that's about 8 yards per attempt.
Heck of a day.
Just wanted to configure with the geometry whiz himself.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. High snap.
Oh, my. Just
blown up.
All over it. Really good play there. Second down and long.
Yeah, that was number 61 on the tackle for St. Joe Prep there, Chase Whitmire.
Another sophomore, 5'10", 185 pounds. He's going to fill out, but you see the skill set there.
LaSalle almost just seems like they're playing a little bit tentative now.
Yeah. It's important to keep confidence throughout everything.
Well, again, already depleted a little bit. Your starting quarterback goes out on the first drive of the game. That's a tough place to be. Nearly intercepted as that ball was deflected. That's a great play by number 89, Sean McNulty, on the defensive line.
And he just, that defensive line for St. Joe Prep is just crashing through there. They're moving that line of scrimmage 3 yards into the LaSalle backfield.
That's a great point, Bruce. This pressure's been phenomenal from St. Joe's Prep.
And I think the struggle is here, Gavin Damon does a lot of things well. He can get off tackle. He can make the right read on an RPO. But if they're just teeing off and throwing extra guys, maybe not his biggest strength is taking the top off of the defense. You see just one safety as Saka comes up to the line. And they're saying, we're going to play one-on-one. Gavin Damon lost the football. He is fortunate to get it back. It was 3rd and long.
Wow.
Guys, if he doesn't drop that football.
That would be a first down.
He had room to run. Looked like somebody just reached out and grabbed his arm.
A gigantic hole right there. I agree.
Yeah, that is a heck of a play by St. Joe's Prep. Nearly a turnover, but it will be a punt. Again, Nick Remish. But you saw it again there, Bruce, right? They're just sending extra guys and saying, we're going to trust our DBs and safeties one-on-one against the LaSalle receivers. That punt out of bounds at right around the 40-yard line. That's exactly where they'll mark it. 6:13 to go second quarter. St. Joe's Prep again with the football. Now 14 unanswered points. And again, field position starting on LaSalle's side of midfield.
Yeah, that's where you need a special teams play to kind of pick up the rest of your team. Unfortunately, a couple of rough punts there by LaSalle. And, gosh, we played practically the entire second quarter in the LaSalle end.
Remember, let us know where you're at. Let us know where you're watching the football game from. Philip Coladonato reached out and said he's watching from Wayne. Appreciate him. Great to see Philip is checking in. Philip's a pretty common and often contributor here, so we appreciate seeing him. Jones, nearly intercepted. That's Mike Filippo jumping the route intended for Brandon Raymond. And Filippo just a little bit more aggressive at the point of attack. Really good.
Yeah, I agree. The pressure was phenomenal. Right on that. Ball squeaked up just a little bit. Could have been picked off, but a phenomenal defensive play.
Well, LaSalle needs just that. They need some way to keep St. Joe's Prep off the board here, whether that's via turnover or punt. But really, they need to flip this game in a big way. 6:10 on the clock. Second quarter action. Dykes puts his foot in the ground and gets upfield. Filippo again in there on the stop.
Yeah, when he's...
Del Jackson got a piece as well.
Each one of us have seen enough St. Joe Prep games to know that when they get in this mode of, basically, having a team down, they can just methodically take over a football game.
Prep taking their time with this snap here. 5 minutes left. Still not in a hurry for anything.
Well, on to your point, Danny, LaSalle showed a little bit of pressure with Sean McFadden on the edge.
They did.
And he brings the extra pressure off the edge. So they get one-on-one and take the shot.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God.
It's incomplete just at the last moment.
My
it's
word.
Mekhi Johnson in coverage. Nearly a spectacular play.
LaSalle's coverage by the DBs, there is nothing to be faulted. I mean, Samaj Jones has just laid these balls up perfectly for the receiver to grab it. And in that particular case, I'm not entirely sure that he didn't really come down with it. It was kind of a late call.
It certainly was.
It's David Washington. And I think if that ball is caught, I don't know, in the field of play, do you call that a touchdown? Again, having to complete the catch in the end zone, you got to complete it anywhere. I'm with you, Bruce. That was close.
Close call.
I think the default there when that ball comes loose is, hey, that was all part of the catch. No touchdown. But I can understand your argument. I certainly can. Now it's 4th and 5, and St. Joe's Prep was trying to get LaSalle to jump. They'll call the timeout. Almost certainly the offense is going to stay on the field after this timeout.
That was remarkable. Arms around Mekhi Johnson right there.
You've seen that just a handful of times at the college level, and it always goes on the Play of the Year Top 10 on SportsCenter. That would have found its way onto SportsCenter Top 10 as well, courtesy of Mara Long on camera.
Well, I tell you what,
I might send it in anyway.
I think that would be a great one. I mean, kind of family affair there.
There you go.
But I think that's just an enormously important play for LaSalle. For nothing more of their psyche, okay, that they can actually stop these guys because they haven't really shown they've been able to do that yet.
Peter Laffin says, streaming the game up at Penn State University. Yes, on a couple of Saturday weekends that LaSalle has football games, the hope is always that the game doesn't conflict with Penn State's kick time. Today that won't be the case. Nittany Lions on a bye before heading out to Ann Arbor to take on Michigan in big noon kickoff next weekend.
Guys, a bit new bit of a stat butt in from Brendan Olimpo. Taj Dykes, number 26, he has 27 rushing yards on the day so far.
And a good timeout, I think, by LaSalle. I mean, you don't want to go into the locker room with any timeouts in your pocket. And making sure that you've got the correct defense for what St. Joe Prep is coming out with. So now let's see if there's the chess mess. Let's see if Tim Roken and his staff doesn't change their alignment. So I'm liking all of the coaching moves thus far. I always love how these coaches will, take a look at one another and try and outdo one another. So nothing new here.
Yeah,
4th down and 5.
One thing is that Prep has moved the ball phenomenally this game, and I know it's old news here if you're watching at home, but this Prep team has done such a phenomenal job in keeping composure throughout the drive. They have a great mix of plays, and Maj Jones has just been phenomenal so far, through nearly 2 quarters of play.
Yeah, they need to get some pressure on him right here.
3 down linemen. LaSalle brings 4. Pitch and catch, it's too easy for David Washington.
Yeah.
So the linebacker comes into the backfield. Washington curls to that very spot. Good pitch and catch.
Yeah, great move there by Samaj Jones. He is a veteran, but, talking to some of the coaches before the game, people forget the guy's only a junior.
Yeah.
I mean, he has such poise.
First down and 10 at the LaSalle 20-yard line. St. Joe's Prep continues to move. Dykes hit at the line of scrimmage and moves forward. Keeps the legs churning. Gain of 3.
You know, he's one of those running backs where they just kind of like hide behind their offensive linemen and just keep moving forward.
4:21 and ticking here in the second quarter. It's St. Joe's Prep 20, LaSalle 3. Another year, another set of expectations for a state title for the St. Joe's Prep team. Runner-up last year, lost to a senior-heavy Mount Lebanon team led by Bob Palco. Was a great football game. Jones scrambles. He's going to find his man Raymond stepping out of bounds. It's going to be close to the line to gain.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I'm the only one that thought it's close. There go the chains. They got a half-yard past the line to gain.
And another methodical drive here by St. Joe Prep. I mean, LaSalle has not shown any ability to slow down this offense yet today.
Clock stopped at 3:51. One-on-one matchup on the near side of the field here. A little bit of safety help over the top of Makai Johnson. One-on-one on the far side as well. It's Dykes.
Oh, that's a hold. Yeah, there's the call.
Bruce saw it. There was the call. That's a nice job by Sean McFadden. You mentioned his name a few times, Bruce. Having a nice day getting into the backfield and really gave that lineman or tight end no shot or no choice but to hold him.
Yeah, that was pretty blatant. If these old eyes could see it from all the way up here, that was the only reason the running back got outside is because he held him.
Now, LaSalle still did pull him down at maybe a gain of 1 yard. Yeah. I don't think there's much of a question, but with the high-powered offense St. Joe's Prep, do you take the 10 yards? I think you do, and they're already measuring it off. But they'll repeat the down. It'll be first and goal from the 18.
Yeah, maybe if they're going for a first down, but definitely if it's goal to go, I think you take the penalty.
Actually, the ball's all the way back at the 23-yard line.
Man.
That is it.
Jones fires into double coverage and pretty well defended by LaSalle. Del Jackson, Makai Johnson on coverage intended for David Washington.
And Jones, again, just looks so smooth back there in the pocket. And he made sure that he threw that ball where nobody other than his receiver was going to get it into that double coverage.
Second down and goal from the 23. Quick screen, that one thrown out of bounds. Sean McFadden in there was, again, ready for coverage. Ball was intended for number 81, Elijah Turner, recipient of a touchdown catch here today.
All right, important defensive play here for LaSalle. I think if they can just stop him here, it just changes the whole psyche of the game.
It does. It could be a big turning point here for the Explorers.
Matt Wills, the linebacker on a weak side of the field, showing blitz. That's going to put the safety one-on-one if he doesn't indeed bring the house. Keep an eye on the far side of the field.
Oh, wow.
And it's Mike Filippo in there on the stop.
Boom. Lowered the boom. And as I mentioned a couple plays ago, LaSalle is really, starting to sell out and trying to get to Samaj Jones. And here we go. First punt of the day.
No.
Field
it's
goal.
A field goal.
Yeah, that was amazing pressure.
48 yards.
Okay, Skylar Shoulder taking the reins from Antonio Chata, who did it for many years. Shoulder.
Left.
It has the leg. It is
it's
good.
Oh, my.
Big time. Skylar's shoulder. It's 23-3. And yes, you saw that right. St. Joe's Prep has another one. A big-time place kicker, and his name is Skylar Shoulder.
Yeah, Shoulder really showing up right there for Prep. A fantastic kick, taking in the win to account. He says, I can do this. Straight through the uprights, no doubt about it.
The rich get richer.
And he's only a junior, so they're going to have him for another year. But, you know, it just shows you the value of, you know, special teams.
Of course.
On how important that is, especially in high school football.
So 3 touchdowns, a field goal for St. Joe's Prep. There was a missed extra point in that as well. 2:28 to go, second quarter. Now again, I don't know if this LaSalle offense is comprised to make a quick score here, but LaSalle would get the ball to start the second half. They could find a way to get a touchdown here. Could make the ball game quite interesting. Mitchell this time catches it cleanly. Mitchell out to the 15, makes one miss. Tried to bounce to the outside. Ball is loose, and St. Joe's Prep has the football. No flags on the field. It's a turnover in special teams.
That's just a killer. Just a killer. Special teams, it just shows you right there how important special teams are. Not only, obviously, in the kicking game, but in the return game. And making sure that you make it a positive play and not something that's going to put your defense back out on the field. That's going to be a really, really difficult mental aspect for this LaSalle defense to come back out to.
It's just a crusher for LaSalle. And, you know, like you said, this defense has been out here a lot in this quarter alone. You don't really like to see that.
Now St. Joe's Prep already in complete control. Can tack on yet another touchdown before the half is over. 4th straight drive where they've started with the football in LaSalle territory.
Still
and
moving that pile. Look at that.
Taj Dykes. Boy, what, you give Taj Dykes 7 or 8 yards and you give the offensive line the last 5? Heck of a play by Dykes and that St. Joe's Prep offensive line not giving up on the play.
I mean, that whole group was in there. It wasn't just one guy. I mean, that whole offensive line just kept pushing him forward.
To me, that looks more like a pack of wolves than an offensive line right there.
Well, working in concert, certainly.
Bunch of grizzly bears. I mean, that's a big group. That's an impressive-looking group.
That's an offensive line that could go win you a state title. Dykes, he'll walk into the end zone, shoving McChy Johnson past the goal line on his way there. 29-3, a $1:38 to play in the second quarter.
Yeah, Prep really took advantage of that fumble, made quick work of it, quick drive, another score.
Yeah, the beginning and the ends of halves just so important. And in this particular case, St. Joe Prep taking advantage.
Well, sure are. I mean, LaSalle, Bruce, in the first quarter, that one is good, 30-3. St. Joe's Prep only completed one drive, Bruce, in the first quarter. It's actually only one series as well. And then they had a drive that ended the first quarter as they started to move it across midfield. But they only had one real opportunity to score in the entire first quarter. That was to plan for LaSalle, hang on to the football, keep some long drives going. Well, St. Joe's Prep has completed a lot more drives here in this quarter. That would be the 4th additional drive?
Yeah.
That they've ended with a score, one of them being field goal, the other 3 touchdowns, all in the second quarter. That's the difference in the game here, certainly. And, you know, LaSalle, they didn't have the answer offensively. Gavin Sidwar goes down. I think Gavin Damon changed things up, gave St. Joe's Prep a bit of a different look that they weren't ready for. Penalties as well really hurt that St. Joe's Prep defense on that first drive for LaSalle, but they've tightened it up, and LaSalle hasn't had an answer offensively. punting game hasn't been great, and it's set up St. Joe's Prep with now 4 consecutive possessions with the ball on LaSalle's side of midfield.
Yeah, courtesy of Brendan Olimpo here. Dykes with another touchdown, Prep with another touchdown. That's his 51st rushing yard, my apologies, for 7 carries on the day so far. So certainly having one heck of a game.
Couple folks checking in here. Ryan Oliver watching from State College. Mike Muller from New Smyrna, Florida, watching his grandson, Gavin Muller. Thank you very much, Mike. Thanks for saying hello. We appreciate you being here. Phil watching from GCU, Grand Canyon University. Now Damon, another direct snap there as he was just, there was a design quarterback keeper. Second down, 1:28 to go, and St. Joe's Prep with all 3 timeouts. Well, now they got 2. They're going to burn them here and try to get the ball back one more time. And Bruce, so interesting. I mean, we're 2 stops and a touchdown drive away, but when it pertains to the second half and a potential running clock, they'd actually need a 2-point conversion to make that a reality. That might be a tough look, but
it might be a tough look, but no, look, and that's the right move. I mean, LaSalle's got to show that they can move the football. I mean, the entire second quarter has been played on their half of the 50. And whether it be, offensively moving it, whether it be special teams just trying to get, a decent punt away, they've been unsuccessful. And you can't do that to a team like St. Joe Prep or hand them that type of field position and have them not take advantage of it.
I formation for LaSalle now, a lot of shifts. And look at this. A Wildcat with Noel Henry. And Henry taken down immediately. St. Joe's Prep, they didn't shift a lick. They didn't care. Now 3rd down, and the clock continues to run for the time being.
And again, Max Roy, number 77. I mean, he's just plugging everything up on the inside. I mean, it was nice that, LaSalle gave him a different look. They got to change things up. I mean, you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again.
I agree. A mix on the plays would be really crucial here for LaSalle.
Damon under center. The give is to Chris Filippo. And St. Joe's Prep will not, at least at the moment, burn the timeout. With that, LaSalle would not need to snap the football. 27 seconds left in the half.
Yeah,
and that's it. So 16 seconds left. LaSalle is going to huddle up one more time before they go to the locker room. St. Joe's Prep, bit of sportsmanship there by Tim Roken and that staff. Not going to call the timeout. They would have gotten the ball in good field position, but they'll let that clock tick to 000 and head to the half. This portion of today's game brought to you by the Station Tap House in Doylestown. Right off the old R5 line, Doylestown-Lansdale line. It's right in the heart of Doylestown. It's a great place to go have a drink, get a good meal. You can host parties there as well. Reach out to Joe Wade and his general management staff over there at the Station Tap House. Also, there is such a nice outdoor patio, covered patio. They got the TVs there. They have heaters. Really, you wouldn't need much of that right about now. It's a perfect fall afternoon to be outside with family and friends or watching football even. But the Station Tap House, one of our favorite spots. We appreciate Joe Wade and his family and everything that they've done to support us over the years, support the Bob Long Sports enterprise, and basically everything we do here for LaSalle as well as LaSalle Athletics as a whole. So visit the Station Tap House and tell them that Bob Long Sports sent you. Also want to tell you about CJO Design and Construction. CJO Design and Construction will help you with your next landscaping or hardscaping project. Chad Ormond, who is very involved with the LaSalle football program. He's a tech wizard with the video cameras up here, and he's also got a green thumb. Chad Ormond does a great job for his clients, and he's going to do a good job for my wife and I. We're so thrilled to have him to our home in just a couple of weeks for some landscaping work. If you're a high school football fan, if you're a LaSalle fan or a St. Joe's Prep fan, and you like that these broadcasts are out there on the air, support those that are supporting high school athletics. Chad Ormond is a prime example of that. We really appreciate him, his sponsorship of us, allowing us to do what we do. That's CJO Design and Construction. Visit them at cjodesignandconstruction.com. It is halftime here at Franklin Field. St. Joe's Prep in control, 30-3 over LaSalle. We'll be back here on Bob Long Sports.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following 3 characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. The process is simple. First, we do an introduction. Then the candidate provides me with information. We have a consultation based on that information, and we build what's called the model. Once we have that model, we'll share that with 3 great opportunities that match your criteria. I will follow up with you through the entire process. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area. I'm humbled by your consideration, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
So, it's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. Hundreds of decisions to make, some of which may impact your business for the next decade. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert had no conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best interest? Someone who knows the questions to ask, the levers to pull, the pitfalls to avoid. Enter the experts at Gola Corporate Real Estate. They've seen it all over the course of thousands of transactions in dozens of industries. Gola gets it. And what if those experts came with a team? Subject matter experts to manage everything that comes with this process. Space planning and design, relocation planning and budgeting, helping you manage your vendors, construction oversight, all with zero out-of-pocket cost to you. A turnkey experience that adds real value, value that flows right to your bottom line. Gola gets it. We've been partnering with clients like you for over 40 years, and we know what's important: solving problems, creating flexibility, protecting and stretching your dollars. Philadelphia-based with a national presence. Get to know Gola. Gola gets it.
At Meineke, we care about your family. So this winter, let Meineke keep your car on the road, saving time and money. Take advantage of Meineke's complete auto repair services, whether it's tires, brakes, exhaust, or tune-ups. At Meineke, we do it all. And all services are backed by Meineke's nationwide guarantee. Whatever car repairs you need, come to Meineke, because at your locally owned and operated Meineke, we do car care right.
What does this win mean?
Been with the family for a long time. With our team chemistry, it was bound to happen.
Just close, baby!
Such a big win from Cross Country Mortgage, dedicated to getting it done.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lion Sports Report. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lion Sports Report live on Bob Long Sports. Today we're going to talk about the offensive line and our man of the hour, the chef, the man himself.
This year, you're going to see all four guys run. They all bring a different style.
The quarterback is going to read the defensive end's eyes and make a determination. Am I going to keep this football or am I going to hand it off to the running back? And that is generally the point of the RPO. Look who we have. We have Chris Perangeli, our guest picker for the evening.
The coaches at LaSalle are great because they strive for you to be your best.
I was able to maximize my full potential in terms of opportunity in football, wrestling, and lacrosse.
They're going to be pushed to be the best they can be in the classroom, on the field, in the pool, and just overall as a person.
Student first, athlete second. Before you have success on the field, you have to have success in the classroom so you can be on the field.
One thing I think makes LaSalle Athletics stand out are the facilities that we have. One thing I think makes the athletic programs here so strong is definitely the coaching and the staff. I think I've improved as a competitor here at LaSalle because I'm always being pushed by coaches and by my peers. Seeing my peers work hard makes me want to work harder as well. No matter what your interests are, every single person here is going to make sure that you're able to fulfill your dreams and what you want to do. What allows us to keep winning is just our really strong sense of tradition and pride. We know that 30 years before us they won the PCL, so we're going to go out there and we're going to do our best to succeed like the guys before us did.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
I'd say that LaSalle fuels my passion because it has such great programs with what I'm interested in.
LaSalle affords you the opportunity to get involved in as much as you possibly want to. There's tons of different clubs and activities with any different interest you could have.
No matter what you're doing, you'll be supported by your peers, and LaSalle will become a place that you love to go to and you will want to go to every day.
I think it was pretty easy to make friends. I feel like the most friends I made came through my extracurriculars.
What I love about LaSalle is you could make relationships with other people by getting out of your comfort zone. That's what LaSalle really teaches us, to be open and be open to meeting new people.
You're always going to gain something from clubs. Even if you find out that that club isn't for you, you're still going to pull something away from it, come out with new friends, have new connections.
Getting involved definitely helps you meet new people.
You want to come to LaSalle because you want to be able to explore. You want to be able to try a number of different opportunities we have to offer here.
You're going to really discover what it means to be not only a LaSalle gentleman, but also develop with your own passions and have all these different opportunities to try things that you might not have had otherwise.
Halftime here at Franklin Field. Just a few minutes until we get back underway. It is St. Joe's Prep 30, LaSalle 3. 24 points on 4 second quarter drives for St. Joe's Prep, all of them starting in LaSalle territory. And a fantastic game from Samaj Jones, some just absolute dimes that he has thrown. Gavin Sidwar, the big story for LaSalle, the freshman quarterback, the starter knocked out of the game in the first couple of series on a big hit by Josiah Trotter, his first game back after he was knocked out in the very first series of the first game of the season for St. Joe's Prep. That is a big returning defensive stalwart for the Hawks and Tim Roken. Big games by that entire St. Joe's Prep defense. Bailey Green, tremendous. Cole Nillis, tremendous. Haven't seen a ton of Emilio Airguard and Shamir Johnson. Part of the reason LaSalle has focused a lot more on the rushing attack. That is the strength of Gavin Damon, who came in as backup quarterback for Gavin Sidwar after he was knocked out of the football game. Just a couple minutes until we come back here to Franklin Field. Stay with us. Bob Long, Danny Rovey, Bruce Badgley, Brendan Olimpo on stats, and Mara Long on camera. That's your broadcast team. Appreciative of everybody being with us here today. We'll be back.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue. Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following 3 characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. The process is simple. First, we do an introduction. Then the candidate provides me with information. We have a consultation based on that information, and we build what's called the model. Once we have that model, we'll share that with 3 great opportunities that match your criteria. I will follow up with you through the entire process. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area. I'm humbled by your consideration, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
So, it's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. Hundreds of decisions to make, some of which may impact your business for the next decade. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert had no conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best interest? Someone who knows the questions to ask, the levers to pull, the pitfalls to avoid. Enter the experts at Gola Corporate Real Estate. They've seen it all over the course of thousands of transactions in dozens of industries. Gola gets it. And what if those experts came with a team? Subject matter experts to manage everything that comes with this process. Space planning and design, relocation planning and budgeting, helping you manage your vendors, construction oversight, all with zero out-of-pocket cost to you. A turnkey experience that adds real value. value that flows right to your bottom line. Gola gets it. We've been partnering with clients like you for over 40 years, and we know what's important: solving problems, creating flexibility, protecting and stretching your dollars. Philadelphia-based with a national presence. Get to know Gola. Gola gets it.
At Meineke, we care about your family. So this winter, let Meineke keep your car on the road, saving time and money. Take advantage of Meineke's complete auto repair services, whether it's tires, brakes, exhaust, or tune-ups. At Meineke, we do it all. And all services are backed by Meineke's nationwide guarantee. Whatever car repairs you need, come to Meineke, because at your locally owned and operated Meineke, we do car care right.
What does this win mean? Been with the family for a long time. With our team chemistry, it was bound to happen.
Just close, baby!
Such a big win from Cross Country Mortgage. Dedicated to getting it done.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lion Sports Report. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lion Sports Report live on Bob Long Sports. Today we're going to talk about the offensive line and our man of the hour, the chef, the man himself.
This year, you're going to see all four guys run. They all bring a different style.
The quarterback is going to read the defensive end's eyes and make a determination. Am I going to keep this football or am I going to hand it off to the running back? And that is generally the point of the RPO. Look who we have. We have Chris Perangeli, our guest picker for the evening.
The coaches at LaSalle are great because they strive for you to be your best.
I was able to maximize my full potential in terms of opportunity in football, wrestling, and lacrosse. They're going to be pushed to be the best they can be in the classroom, on the field, in the pool, and just overall as a person.
Student first, athlete second. Before you have success on the field, you have to have success in the classroom so you can be on the field.
One thing I think makes LaSalle Athletics stand out are the facilities. One thing I think makes the athletic programs here so strong is definitely the coaching and the staff. I think I've improved as a competitor here at LaSalle because I'm always being pushed by coaches and by my peers. Seeing my peers work hard makes me want to work harder as well. No matter what your interests are, every single person here is going to make sure that you're able to fulfill your dreams and what you want to do. What allows us to keep winning is just our really strong sense of tradition and pride. We know that 30 years before us they won the PCL, so we're going to go out there and we're going to do our best to succeed like the guys before us did.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
I say that LaSalle fuels my passion because it has such great programs with what I'm interested in.
LaSalle affords you the opportunity to get involved in as much as you possibly want to. There's tons of different clubs and activities with any different interest you could have.
No matter what you're doing, you'll be supported by your peers, and LaSalle will become a place that you love to go to and you will want to go.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to Franklin Field, the site of today's Philadelphia Catholic League matchup between LaSalle and St. Joseph's Prep. Bob Long, Danny Rovey, Bruce Badgley alongside, Mara Long on camera, and Brendan Olimpo on statistics. And Danny, Brendan was up here at half taking us through the statistics, any keys that you saw or any statistics that stuck out in the first half.
Yeah, so Brendan told me that St. Joe's Prep held LaSalle to 39 total offensive yards. That is discluding penalty yards. That was 87 total for that first half. So definitely a bit disproportional there. But as we start this second half, LaSalle will receive the ball, hopefully looking to create something on the offensive side of the field.
Still don't see Gavin Sidwar again. We mentioned that a few times, but for those of us just joining us, Gavin Sidwar, the freshman quarterback for LaSalle, was knocked out in just the second series of the game. A big hit by Josiah Trotter. And Dolan, again, we've seen this a few times as well. If that ball is caught in the end zone at the high school level, it's an automatic touchback. So Gavin Damon will lead the team once again. And at this rate, I don't expect to see Sidwar in the game at all. He had his pads off at one point, being looked at by Dave Crow. Big hit there, and we hope that he's okay. We'll keep an eye on him as the week goes along. LaSalle's next game is on Friday night against Archbishop Wood. But still, 24 minutes to play here as Gavin Damon, beg your pardon, tries for the hard count. Chris Filippo in the backfield. No Stevie Davis here today either. And Damon, nothing doing.
Yeah, and that St. Joe Prep defensive line, again, just taking the line of scrimmage into the LaSalle backfield as they did for most of that second quarter.
And that's the tough thing, right? Gavin Damon was brought on in certain games leading up to this one as a change-up look, Bruce.
That's correct.
A guy that could come in as a wildcat type, direct snap, run a little RPO for you. Well, now with Gavin Sidwar out of the game, that is really the only option that LaSalle has. Gavin Damon has a lot of strengths, stretching the field, maybe not his strongest suit, and so St. Joe's Prep just teeing off, getting into the backfield, bringing extra rushers, and a penalty will blow this one dead. A false start called against LaSalle. And until you can stretch the middle of the field, stretch it deep, Bruce, the St. Joe's Prep has no reason to back off defensively.
No, they don't. And all they're going to do is just shoot the gap straight up field and make LaSalle try and run around them. But with the linebackers that they've got, there's just no place for LaSalle to run the football.
10:57 to play, clock ticking here in the third quarter, 30-3. St. Joe's Prep, they've been in control. Maybe the play of the game was actually called an incompletion. David Washington in the end zone was guarded tightly by Dell Jackson as this give is to Chris Filippo. Blown up again, Cole Nillis. That's another big loss, this time for 4 yards.
Yeah, Nillis looks like he's a little dinged up on that play, but wow. He's played a whale of a game.
He certainly has. These wrapping tackles from Nillis have been amazing. He's on the sideline right now. Oh,
but Washington's catch we were talking about, Dell Jackson had him very tightly covered. Ball was slightly underthrown, so Washington clasps the ball in between his arms and the 3 on the back of Dell Jackson's jersey. He took it down to the ground in the end zone. One could argue that he possessed the ball for a period of time where you could say, hey, he's down, that's a completed catch, and then it was pried loose. They said incomplete on the field. Damon fires down the field, and it's intercepted. That's a nice play by Andrew Bachman, the senior safety.
Got a whistle
Flag
here.
on
I'm
the
not
play.
entirely sure what's going on down there. Might have been after the play.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he went up, he got the ball. There was a receiver deep. It was underthrown. If it wasn't Bachman, it was going to be Saka making the interception.
My apologies there, folks. Flag did pop loose. I don't think it was intended.
No. What they just said there, Danny, was a personal foul after the play by St. Joseph's Prep.
That's right.
So they'll back them up 15 yards. The interception will still stand. We asked folks to let us know where they're watching the game from, and folks.
Number 1, after the interception, 15-yard penalty, first and 10, St. Joe.
Now they got the mics working. It was Emilio Agard with a late hit after the play. But let us know where you at, where you're watching the game from. Sam says he's watching from Virginia Tech. Giambi Nesbitt watching from St. Francis University. Bob says go Prep from Virginia Beach.
Yeah, one thing Brendan Olimpo just told me, our stat guy up here in the press box, is that is Prep's 10th penalty, resulting in 102 yards of penalty yards for LaSalle.
Yeah, a lot of penalties on both sides today.
Of course.
Dykes up the middle. Daryl Dengoy, first time we've really said his name here today. He's been bottled up in the trenches by that strong St. Joe's Prep offensive line. A gain of two on the play. It's a big play by Dengoy. 9:22 and ticking here in the third quarter. And St. Joe's Prep, Bruce, yet again, starting an offensive drive on LaSalle's side of midfield. David Washington clipped there by Dell Jackson. Got a half yard past the sticks. First down, St. Joe's Prep. Gain of 8.
Yeah, those defensive backs are playing so far back, especially in the slot, that there's so much room. Just a quick out like that, going to give you 5, 6, 8 yards that time.
Yeah, I know, and if you give these Prep wide receivers some room, they have the jets, and they'll take advantage of that space.
Jones in the pistol. LaSalle looks to bring 2 linebackers. Dykes, and could not get by the linebacker in space, number 45, Colin Dunlap, in there on the stop. Gain of 2.
Yeah, just important for LaSalle to stay tough on first down. Don't, let St. Joe Prep have the whole playbook.
Yeah.
Second down. 8 yards to go. Jones, crossing pattern.
That's intercepted.
Intercepted. Now dropped there by Carson Wakefield, number 8. He had 2 hands on the football. Really nice job to jump the route. Another look.
Hey, from our vantage point, that looked like an interception.
I mean, the ball never came loose, never even followed the football at the end of it. But a nice job to interrupt that route by David Washington. Now the confirmation from the official.
Tough one there.
LaSalle playing tough on D here, starting the second half. See how much pressure they can put on Jones here. 3rd and long.
Well, just 3 down linemen there, Bruce, although they've brought some pressure off the edge with the outside linebacker, Sean McFadden. Now he's going to back off. And Jones kept it, has the first down, and keeps moving down inside the 20 to about the 16-yard line. Samaj Jones, a timely pull on the RPO.
That's a phenomenal fake right there. Again, we've seen this happen in the first quarter, the second quarter, and here it is in the third quarter. Maj Jones, he knows how to attack space.
Well, understanding the situation, too, for the defenders, important. I mean, it's 3rd and long. I mean, no reason to really go hard, upfield. I mean,
now the give. Dengoy got a hand on him, pushed back. That's Will Vokalos, the sophomore running back, 5'10", 165 pounds. And St. Joe's Prep now starting to dip into those second stringers. Really, third stringers, because with Kasim Phillips not playing today, certainly didn't need him. Taj Dykes did a great job in his stead.
One thing worth mentioning here from Brendan Olimpo, our guy up in the press box, is that was that previous play, 2 plays ago, that was Maj Jones' 105th rushing yard on the day, proving he can do it very, very well on the passing and rushing side of the ball.
2nd down and 6. The lob towards that back pylon.
Oh, did he get the foot down?
Incomplete is the call from the official. And we will let you make the call.
I thought he had it down.
That's a tight call right there.
Building the suspense here at 50% speed, Bruce. Here we go. It was tight. It would have been a heck of a catch. Oh, tell you what, we're pretty good at building suspense. My fault there, guys. I candidly don't know how that happened. But nonetheless, you saw it in live time. You can make your own decision there.
Looks like we got it.
Oh.
Interesting on on a fade route.
Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong, but that flag came out pretty late as well in the play.
It did.
Came out late, and the other thing, the ball came out early, right? I mean, he took it.
He had to
squared
really run.
his body.
He had to run. Basically, he had to run downfield like if it was a running play.
Real true.
Interesting call. Looked like they declined it, though. 3rd down and 5. 6:17 to go, 3rd quarter. Crossing route, Garwood, incomplete. Carson Wakefield in there on the coverage.
Great coverage by Wakefield, all over that.
4th down.
Looks like they're going to try a field goal again.
I don't know. Yes, so here comes the field goal kicker, Shoulder.
Why not? I mean, he's got a great leg.
And I think, Bruce, the other thing that this does, as you know where I'm going with this.
I know where you're going with it.
Far side hash, Shoulder. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 33-3, and what this does here, Bruce, is it takes the awkwardness out of the situation. If St. Joe's Prep were to have scored a touchdown there, the running clock begins at 35 points up, and with the missed extra point in the 1st quarter, if they had scored that touchdown there, they would have had the decision. Do you kick the extra point, make it 37-3, 34-point game, clock doesn't run, or would you possibly, up 33 points, go for 2 at that point in an effort to start a running clock? And what I'm sure Tim Roken is as happy as anybody about is the fact that that is no longer a real consideration.
I tell you what, the weapon that Shoulders is for this team is just so big. That really helps your play calling when you're down deep, in knowing that you've got a solid kicker that can knock it through and get you something.
Yeah, you know, I mean, aside from that blunder on the first touchdown that Shoulders had, I mean, he has been spot on for the rest of the game. He's been, like you said, Bruce, you know, a really big piece for this Prep team.
Filippo and Dolan back deep to receive. Shoulder has not given anybody an opportunity, with maybe 2 exceptions, to return it. And one of them, a late flag came in as well, right at the tail end of the play.
Yeah.
And St. Joe's Prep is being called for a personal foul after the play, so that will improve LaSalle's field position. This portion of today's game brought to you by Jim McLaughlin and Carrie Guerin Boyle of the Carrie Guerin Boyle team at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Fox, and Rocha Realtors. They are our favorite realtors in the LaSalle and in the high school sports community. They've supported us for many years. They've also helped me personally, myself and my wife, to buy our home. They do an excellent job. Maybe you're looking to buy a secondary home down at the beach or up in the Pocono Mountains. Maybe you're looking to sell your home and extract the value from it. It's a tough market right now, so call Jim and Carrie. Nearly intercepted there by Josiah Trotter. Good coverage over the middle by number 34 for St. Joe's Prep, Nick McGlynn. So again, appreciate Jim McLaughlin and Carrie Guerin Boyle from Berkshire Hathaway, your residential realtor specialists.
Yeah, I mean, St. Joe Prep had all the receivers out on the pattern, locked down into double coverage. that time. And, you know, as long as they're no real threat to throw deep, they're going to try and, you know, undercut the routes all day long.
And Damon,
Damon blown up right there.
Right into number 77 for St. Joe's Prep, Maxwell Roy. Big 6'4", 285 pounds, a loss of 1.
Max has just ruled the middle today, and only a sophomore. 6'4", 285 sophomore. Whoa.
You know what I weighed as a sophomore, Bruce? Care to guess?
I don't know.
Somewhere in that 100-pound range.
The funny thing,
I was a little guy. Now I'm 6'2", a little bit bigger, thankfully. But yeah, grew late, Bruce.
I played middle linebacker on my high school football team, and when I pulled out my high school letter jacket last year, it was too small for my daughters to wear. So.
Football has changed, my friend.
It sure has.
Football has changed. Incomplete. Intended for John Koch. And a punt upcoming. Nick Remish out to punt this one away. A couple more folks checking in, and we really appreciate it. Where you at has been dynamic here today. Joan Campbell says, hey, this is Nana Campbell watching from Long Island. Vanya says from Nash, Texas. That's pretty cool.
Wow.
Eileen Rossi says, my grandson Andrew Bachman got the interception for St. Joe's Prep. It was a nice play on the football. And Nathan Hunter says, let's go LaSalle from the Poconos. Boy, it must be a beautiful day up in the Poconos here today. A line drive kick caught there at the 33. A penalty may bring this back as that is taken across midfield by Elijah Turner. Will await the call with 4:52 to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, looks like we've got some, I would guess a holding call here. Or block in the back, one of the two. Geez, 3 hankies down there, my.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
3 blocks in the back. Now, I think they can only accept 1, right?
That's the old attorneys at law, right? Did you hear how they say 3 block in the backs?
Oh, okay.
You know, no, blocks in the back.
Blocks.
Right? The plural goes on the, never mind. There you go.
Well skilled in geometry and maybe English now.
Maybe so, thanks to Mrs. Field.
This is the first time St. Joe Prep is starting.
LaSalle College High School. Got to love her. Sorry, Bruce. Got to give a shout out to my old school teacher. Go ahead.
But this is as poor a field position I think as St. Joe Prep has had since early in the first quarter.
Yep, since that first drive.
I know it's one of the, I think, honestly, one of the biggest things for this Prep team to go back after this game and really reassess is the amount of yards that LaSalle has been able to gain on these guys through penalties. You know, if you take away those 100-plus yards, it becomes a completely different game.
And he's going to take it across midfield. Kelby Hampton will run him down. Taj Dykes, a big chunk. And from not so great field position, they flipped the field. 50-plus yards and a first down.
And a gaping hole by the right side of that offensive line. Lakeem Steele, the right guard, as well as number 66 there, Evan Towns. I mean, they just parted the sea there.
Dykes, good move. Inside the 20 to the 15, a gain of 8. 4:07 in ticking here in the third quarter. And this touchdown would put the game into a running clock situation.
They've got an offensive lineman in there at tight end, number 69, Jean-Paul Schreiber.
Yeah, that's not a tight end there, Bruce. That's just an extra lineman.
Exactly.
Yeah. He got 1 yard, maybe 2. Got to about the 14-yard line, needed the 13 for our first down. It's 3rd and short.
That right side of the St. Joe Prep offensive line, Steele and Towns they're both listed over 300 pounds.
Third and 1. It'll be close, and Daryl Dengoy pushed him back. Again, looks to be coming out right at that 14-yard line, so 4th down and short.
And it looks like they're going to go for it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
No question.
Really? You wouldn't kick the field goal here?
Well,
no.
I mean, it's still in the third quarter.
Nope.
I think that Prep is definitely trying to get to that running clock as soon as they can.
Bruce, they snapped it on 4th and 1, 0-0 from their own 18-yard line. I think they'll do it here from LaSalle's 14. Pistol look. Again, first down as he got to the second level. Taj Dykes gained 4 to the 10.
Dykes really had a tremendous game. Both, inside there, he's just hiding behind those offensive linemen and just keeps churning those legs.
And Mekhi Johnson down on the play for LaSalle. A timeout on the field with 2:22 to play. Give you a chance to tell us about a big-time event coming up at LaSalle for homecoming. The homecoming festivities on October 29th. We'll have a tailgate on campus in the Glazer Center. Barbecue and beers will go from 3 to 6 p.m. Then LaSalle takes on Father Judge in their regular season finale and homecoming and senior day at 6 o'clock p.m. Families and multiple generations of LaSallians welcome there, as there will be bago and moon bounces for future explorers. Guys, where I come from, that's called cornhole, by the way. There will be cornhole and moon bounces. There are also a few alumni games happening with lacrosse, basketball, and baseball opportunities prior to the barbecue. All information and registration can be done on the LaSalle School website. Look under the Alumni tab.
All right, guys, we have a new stat input here from our guy, Brendan Olimpo, up in the press box. Maj Jones, or my fault, guys. That's Taj Dykes. That's 14 carries for 98 yards and 2 touchdowns on the day. Obviously, one heck of a performance for him.
And now LaSalle will call a timeout. 2:18 to play in the third quarter. That's got to be nothing but a schematic thing there, guys, as they didn't like the look that St. Joe's Prep came out with. They certainly had their rest, as Mekhi Johnson was good to see him come to the sideline without a ton of assistance. But they'll call the timeout. We're also going to tell you about E&M Insurance LLC. E&M Insurance, a sponsor of Bob Long Sports for many years now, which we really appreciate. Run by Chris Marr, class of 1989 and father of Brendan and Ryan, who went to school recently at LaSalle. Located in North Wales, Pennsylvania, E&M Insurance has been servicing the Delaware Valley insurance needs since 1988. Built on the principles of providing superior customer service and quality insurance, as well as just a tremendous offering for their customers. Visit them at eandminsurance.com, or they have a robust Facebook page where you can find them as well. eandminsurance.com. Here's Taj Dykes on the give.
Just
touchdown, St. Joe's Prep.
Wow.
That offensive line on the left side, just a bunch of road graders to get Dykes into the end zone there.
I agree. They laid down some force there. Just gave Dykes the right amount of space, and he did his thing. That'll be his 3rd touchdown on the day. Well over 100 yards.
And now into running clock territory with 2:09 to play in the third quarter. A 39-3 lead for St. Joe's Prep. (40-3) as Shoulder, after missing the very first kick he had an opportunity at today, an extra point, he's been perfect, including a 48-yard field goal made with a couple yards to spare into a swirling wind here at Franklin Field. He has been impressive. The entire St. Joe's Prep program has been impressive here today at Franklin Field. And A team that's been to Hershey 8 of the last 9 years, Bruce, for the state title. Well, they won't be in Hershey this year, only because the state title games are being held in Mechanicsburg instead. But this team has every opportunity to get back to the state title game this season.
I couldn't agree more. Just an impressive performance in all aspects of the game, which are important. Special teams, obviously, you just talked about shoulders. This offensive and defensive line, the size and the athleticism. I mean, these guys are great footwork, moving that line of scrimmage. And let's not forget about, Dicus and Samaj Jones and the receivers.
And another one where shoulder will not give LaSalle an opportunity to return. A couple more folks checking in, and we really appreciate the engagement here today. Tyree McCants checks in to say Maxwell Roy, the reigning state champ in boys wrestling. No surprise, heck of a player. Light on his feet and quite strong there in the hole on the defensive line for St. Joe's Prep. Mark Clifford watching from Downers Grove, Illinois, cheering on Chris Selecki and LaSalle. And our boy Philly Pete just gives us that wave emoji, the wave emoji. I haven't gotten into the emoji game, so I appreciate that, Philly Pete.
So we got a new quarterback in there?
And that is Noel Henry just taking a direct snap, the starting wide receiver for LaSalle, a senior. He gets 4 yards off tackle.
Bruce, adding on from something you said a couple minutes ago about how, this offensive line has really laid it out for Taj Dicus to move. I think that, but when you look at it both on the offensive and defensive side, this line for Prep has been phenomenal. And, in their work, these guys, they're very well coached, and they played a phenomenal game today. I think that they need to definitely be accredited for a lot of Prep success against the Explorers today.
I agree. I think that it's been a complete effort there. Ooh, my, really.
A nice run there up the gut by the Explorers. First carry for number 31, Desmond Ortiz, the freshman running back at 5'7", 165.
I've just been impressed with the Prep play calling today.
Definitely.
In how they've mixed up the different pass formations and plays and intermingled it with not only Dicus, but also planned runs for Samaj Jones.
And Noel Henry, a really nice run, starting with the decision to pull on the RPO. And LaSalle goes to the senior wide receiver. Not much of a pass threat, I don't think. I highly doubt we see him pass it, but they're trusting his judgment and decision-making at the point of attack. Nicely done. A nice little drive building here for Noel Henry and LaSalle.
Most of the second team in there now for St. Joe Prep on defense.
Final 15 seconds of the third quarter. LaSalle certainly has time to break the huddle and get to the line. Three seconds on the clock. Down to 1.
Going to let it run out.
Guess so.
Headed to the fourth quarter. This portion of today's game brought to you by Rams Pine House. Rams Pine House is in Percy, Pennsylvania. And Joe Wade, who does a great job with Rams Pine House, with Station Tap House, he told us that it's actually the only rooftop deck overlooking a downtown in all of Bucks County.
Wow.
Which is pretty cool, and I'm a little surprised at that. But that's where you got to go. I mean, Rams Pine House, it has one of the best burgers you'll ever have. I can tell you that from experience. Great draft lists if you're into that. A wonderful, like I said, a wonderful place to look all over Percy, Pennsylvania, all downtown. It is gorgeous, particularly this time of year, the leaves changing. So go visit Rams Pine House, and we appreciate Joe Wade, the Wade family, supporting LaSalle, supporting high school athletics, and supporting Bob Long Sports. Also presented by Sparing Law. If your business is fighting over a contract or owed money, you'll quickly realize the legal system is confusing and stressful. Sparing Law Firm has years of experience aggressively helping businesses and business owners navigate the legal system so that they can focus on their business. Noel Henry brought down, and there will be most likely a face mask or a horse collar. Call Sperring Law Firm today for your free consultation at 484-250-9058 or visit their website at sperringlegal.com. That's 484-250-9058 or sperringlegal.com.
15-yard face mask
Wow.
there. But an awful lot of penalty yardage on both sides of the football today, St. Joe Prep and LaSalle. And most of them, the major variety. I mean,
11:08 to play. And this is interesting here. A different quarterback. A nice run off tackle by number 12. Ed Sutter Jr., the sophomore running back.
yeah, if your starting quarterback is unable to play next week, I think LaSalle's really got some tough decisions to make on, what they're going to do offensively.
I agree, Bruce. That will be interesting here. We've seen Gavin Damon be the call. Again, does a nice job running the football. He really does. Decent on the RPO. Now you're seeing Noel Henry do that.
Yeah,
in
and
terms of stretching the field. Go ahead, Danny.
Speaking of Noel Henry, we got our guy, Brendan Limpo, here saying that he is at 31 rushing yards in the day as a wide receiver.
Interesting how they've got, both of those guys in a full house backfield. They just seem to be kind of like shifting positions on who's going to take the direct snap.
Yep,
So.
that is an interesting wrinkle. I agree. 10 minutes and ticking here in the fourth quarter. When you look at the rest of the Catholic League, guys, it has traditionally been this game. St. Joe's Prep and LaSalle. 1 and 2 almost without fail since we started doing this 10 years ago. In whatever order you want, and it's primarily been St. Joe's Prep. But this year, what Rick Preet is doing at Roman Catholic, as there's a run to the outside, a big, big loss. Gang tackled all over the place. Final one to wrap him up was number 19 for St. Joe's Prep, Ryan McDonald. But really now, Bruce, that game in all likelihood, Roman Catholic, St. Joe's Prep, will be for the Red Division title. Won't impact anything from a state playoff perspective as they are in different classifications.
Correct.
But that will determine the Red Division title in all likelihood. And, of course, LaSalle is going to have something to say about it. They play Roman Catholic on the road 2 weeks from now. That game will be played at Cardinal O'Hara on the 21st of October at 7 p.m. I think a lot of people will be watching that St. Joe's Prep Roman Catholic football game. Noel Henry to the second level.
Well, I hope a lot of people will listen in on an interview that I'm going to do with Rick Preet, actually this week on my Fresh Set of Downs podcast. Rick is scheduled to appear, so that will be dropping on Tuesday. So I'm
Tell us about the Fresh Set of Downs.
Fresh Set of Downs. I mean, it's all about Eastern football. We talk about District 3. We got myself, Joe Santalaquido, who covers District 12, District 1. Been a fixture here covering high school football around Philadelphia for many years. And then my buddy Dave Micah, who runs EasternPAFootball.com. He kind of handles District 2, District 4, District 11. We put our heads together and we have some really lively conversation talking about not only state rankings, but individual district power rankings. And, last week we had coaches' interviews.
A big run there.
Josh Oswald from Cumberland Valley. We had an interview with Josh this week, and so next week we'll get into our interviews a little bit more here with Rick Preet. Rick I've known for a few years, going back with his days. That was started out as the offensive coordinator there for actually Imhotep Charter. So be good catching up with Rick. I see him a lot in the offseason during the 7-on-7s and that. He's always been very kind to me, and looking forward to talking to him, catching up on Roman football.
That's great. Give SportsStream Premium Network a follow right after you follow and subscribe to Bob Long Sports on YouTube. Ortiz Bounces to the edge, nowhere to go. Big time play. Number 56, Louis Amiano.
And then I also do, if people, especially Catholic League, any St. Joe Prep fans wanting to know what's going on out in the western part of the state. Remember, he lost to a District 7 team last year, St. Joe Prep, in the title game. My WPAL Blitz Show podcast with my buddy Ian McMeans, we drop that usually Tuesday morning, and it's really a great summary of what's going on in the WPIAL in all classifications. Coaches' interviews, the same thing.
Second down and goal, there was confusion about where Ortiz was going to line up. Good stiff arm there by Noel Henry, and he's ripped out of bounds. It'll be third down and goal from the 3. One more look at that one.
Love this usage of Noel Henry here at rush. I love this.
Don't tell the guys out on the field that it's 40-3. They're playing like it's tied.
It's a big-time move by Noel Henry and sets up third and goal from a manageable distance here from the 3. LaSalle would love to throw 6 more points on the board here. It has not gone their way.
In a matter of minutes, that 31 rushing yards turned into 55. Credit to Brendan Olimpo here.
Yeah, Brendan Olimpo, the man, continues to do stats for us all year long. Incredibly accretive to our broadcast. New quarterback out there on the field. There's a lob, and there's interference that'll be called against St. Joe's Prep. Number 21, Keon Powell, in there on coverage. And that's Tim Smith, a senior quarterback at 6'2", throwing that nice lob to the corner.
Yeah, always good to get those seniors who have, really contributed to the program for years, opportunity to shine, especially, in the big rivalry game.
And that's the other thing. We talked about this all year last year, Bruce. This is a rule that's got to be changed, in my opinion.
Yep.
That's a pass interference in a short yard situation in the end zone, where if it was in the field of play, it would be 15 yards. I would argue that should be an automatic first down, but it normally would be. You don't get an automatic first down inside the red zone. Doesn't matter. Touchdown, LaSalle. John Patrick Oates, the freshman wide receiver.
Nice little end around there. Good blocking on the right side. Kind of waltzed into the end zone.
And so there you go. LaSalle gets the score. 4:19 to play in the fourth quarter.
St. Joe Prep over there, I tell you what, they're using this as a teaching moment. Tim Roken was way out on the field talking to those guys.
LaSalle going for 2. Tim Smith remains out there at quarterback. Whistles. I don't see any laundry on the field. But there must have been. False start. Yeah. We'll do that one with a whistle rather than a flag. Maybe there was a flag that came in there in the middle somewhere. That's funny, though. Usually it presents itself a little more than that one did.
Yeah, a little more prominent.
Yes. So they'll keep the offense on the field here. It is a 2-point conversion. Ortiz in the backfield along with Smith. Dolan is the man in motion. Smith, the lob, Oates. How about the day for him?
Wow.
Oates gets all 8 on that possession. Really nice catch.
And a great pass as well there from Tim Smith.
Yeah, no fear. I mean, he just threw it up there and expected his receiver to get it, and he did. I mean, he was well covered.
So 40-11, 4:19 to play here in the fourth quarter. As a matter of housekeeping, the clock will remain running, even though we're back inside that 35-point cushion. Once it goes to a running clock, It does not stop. This portion of today's game brought to you by Next Play Basketball. It's always about the next play attitude. Ryan Ansel and Matt Paul run a great organization coaching AAU basketball teams throughout the winter and spring. They have things going during the summer as well. It's basketball, it's a round-the-clock system. Bruce, you know that as much as anybody. And Matt and Ryan do a great job providing playing opportunities to boys and girls looking to get better, looking to improve as a basketball IQ, as a basketball player, and to provide yourself an opportunity to continue your career, whether you're playing through high school or into college. Give them a follow on Facebook, check out their website, and you can contact Ryan and Matt for how you can get involved. You can become a better basketball player, and you can be part of the Next Play Basketball family. We really appreciate their sponsorship of Bob Long Sports and of high school athletics.
And speaking of basketball, gosh, it's going to be here before we know it. I mean,
it is.
I was at the Finneran Pavilion just the other day for All Access Night,
wow.
Bruce, where they had an open scrimmage, basically, blue versus white. Had some guys dinged up. Cam Whitmore, we heard the news there that he is going to be sidelined for a while, having thumb surgery. A couple other guys weren't able to play, but little birdie tells me, and my eyes, by the way, that Angelo Brizzi is going to be a pretty decent player for the Cats this year. Excited to see what Angelo can do. He's a guy who didn't get any time last year, redshirted as a freshman. But
brave new world over there, huh?
It sure is, without Jay Wright. Kyle Neptune, he was the man behind the microphone. He was the man running the event. So, yeah, it is a brave new world. This a pooch kick. Recovered and brought down at the 25-yard line.
Flag on the play right there.
Yeah, good teaching moment, I think, for both of these coaches in that, you know, these guys, when they do get in the game, I mean, it isn't just like carte blanche, you go out there and forget the rules of the game. I mean, they really have to use their head. They have to play with discipline. And
talking, you mentioned hoops, and we're talking more Villanova, but Bruce, I know you were going the route of high school hoops, which we'll be broadcasting LaSalle basketball this year, and certainly we'll be getting involved in things across District 12 and state. And Bruce, I know you do the same thing in District 3 and beyond. It's always a fun time of year.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah, I had my buddy Del Jackson, reach out and putting together our schedule for LL Hoops, and hopefully Penn Live will decide to do some basketball. I know we did some girls basketball last year, and they were very pleased with, the results. So, I just want to give some kudos to my friends over at Penn Live for all of their support that they've given me for, my streaming that I do around District 3. So,
well, appreciate that, Bruce, and appreciate you being part of our team here today. We've been looking for a chance to get together and do the games, and due to some conflicting schedules, Will Ryan is up in Boston. Tyler Kern is at a wedding. Certainly, we're thrilled to give you, Ryan Winslow is traveling. We're thrilled to give you the update and the opportunity to come broadcast the game with us, Bruce. Thanks for being part of the family.
Yeah, it's a little bit tough on Saturdays. Thankfully it worked out. The fact that, I am covering Penn State football now for Eastern PA football. So Penn State being idle this week.
Helps.
That helped.
Definitely.
So me being here, but that's a whole other world for me. Being in the press box at Beaver Stadium every week. Really,
particularly last week, I bet that was nice.
Ooh, yeah, I was at that game. I was in attendance, man. That was.
Look, I'm in the press box for some of the game. I'll be honest with you. Most of the game, I try and get out in the stands, and I've got some access to where I can shoot some video and then post it afterwards with some great highlights. A lot of highlights that fans, quite honestly, aren't seeing from any other media outlet. They're getting from me on Eastern PA football, as well as some shots during the game. So
there you go. Good run there on that play. A little end around on the jet sweep from number 84, Jameer Rowe, the sophomore receiver. A couple more folks checking in. And looks like I don't have a first name, but a guy who loves the outdoors, it looks like, from his handle. Says, let's go St. Joe's from Sarasota. St. Joe's Prep class of 2002. And Meshel Trotter says the nephew Josiah Trotter hard at work from Nash, Texas. Thanks for checking in, Meshel. We appreciate that. And then Wayne says Prep football 1995, class of 1995, defensive tackle, still repping his number 61.
Wow.
Says go, Prep, go.
Well, I think I've sufficiently plugged everything that I'm doing. Thank you, Bob.
Hey, you're welcome to do that, Bruce. 2nd down and 10, a good run out 8 yards. 43 seconds to go. Maybe one more play needed, or perhaps just a little late with that play clock, and they may not need to snap it at all.
Yeah.
Next game for LaSalle, it'll be Friday night on the road at Archbishop Wood. Looking forward to that one. And two programs not having as good a year as they've had in recent years. I mean, Archbishop Wood just 3 years ago was a state champ and struggling a little bit this year. But a chance for either program to get right should be a good opportunity. Prep, they just continue on. They're now 2-0 in Philadelphia Catholic League play, and looming is a big matchup against Roman Catholic that likely will decide the PCL Red Division. But that's it for this one here today. 40-11 the final. Danny, final thoughts here from Franklin Field.
Yeah, well, I think today you saw a complete display of Prep's excellence on all sides of the ball. Fantastic line. They had, again, Maj Jones, a phenomenal player. I think it was too much for LaSalle to handle, but LaSalle obviously looking to rebounding. It's another depleted Wood team, so, maybe some high hopes here coming into this next week for LaSalle.
Danny Rovey, our student broadcaster up here in the booth. Appreciate him, and great job as always, my friend.
Thank you so much, Bob. I really appreciate you having me out here.
It's thrilled to be here and be here with you. And Bruce Badgley, the man from District 3.
Wow, I'll tell you what, St. Joe Prep, as advertised, just enormously impressive out there today in all aspects of the game, which are going to be very important if you want to win a state championship. I mean, Shoulders was fantastic as far as on the special teams. I don't think they punted, so we really didn't see the punt game. But Samaj Jones, great touch with the passing and great running, not only with Samaj Jones, but the Dykus and that offensive line sporting those 300-pounders. And on the defensive side, just awesome up front. And they're young. I mean, there's a lot of sophomores and juniors playing significant roles out there. So this isn't just a one-trick pony. I mean, this team's going to be around for a while.
Play of the day for me was the incompletion to David Washington in the end zone. I mean, St. Joe's Prep, they ended up scoring on that play, and certainly points weren't the issue for them today, but perhaps being denied of a SportsCenter top 10 play there. That's something we're going to cut up. We'll post that on our social media, and you can be the judge as to whether that's the best play, best catch of the year in high school football. But back to LaSalle's side here. I think the big thing is they were playing with a half a deck as well, right? I mean, they've had injuries coming into this game. Stevie Davis, we didn't see him at all today, starting tailback. Gavin Sidwar, the starting quarterback, goes down just the second series of the game. So, again, already an uphill battle in this game for LaSalle. Without their two horses, it was going to be tough to win this football game. So now the attention turns, right? Are either of those guys going to be back? And when will they be back? What does that mean for this team? I mean, at the end of the day, the Red Division title is going to be very difficult at this point, right? They can win against Roman and hope that Roman beats St. Joe's Prep. That's kind of the way to a three-way tie there. But because of how 6A football is, if they can get those guys healthy, if they can beat Father Judge in a play-in game and then have another shot at St. Joe's Prep, certainly an uphill battle, but that is now the focus. Can the team get healthy? Can they figure something out, this group of young guys? And that's the story. But today, it's St. Joe's Prep far and away the superior team today, and they played well as a unit.
Yeah, I tell you what, St. Joe Prep, it's one that, in this rivalry game, sometimes, skill and who's actually got the best team out there doesn't necessarily win. A lot of it's on emotion. But today, boy, the best team sure won.
Really want to thank Mara Long back behind the camera, Brendan Olimpo, who did a great job with statistics here today. Bruce Badgley, my man from District 3 Sports Stream Premium Network. It's always a pleasure when we can get together and work together.
Yeah, I tell you what, Bob, it's just an incredible honor to have the opportunity to come down here and do Catholic League sports in general, both football and basketball. The opportunity that gives me, the perspective that it gives me in actually evaluating teams all over the state, I think is immeasurable.
Danny, always great working with you, my friend. A junior
it was a pleasure.
At LaSalle, who is a spectacular broadcaster for his young age.
Thank you.
Do a great job.
Really appreciate it.
And for that entire team here, it is quite the units that we have up here. We couldn't do it without every one of these folks. For all of them, I'm Bob Long saying so long for now until next Friday when we return when LaSalle plays Archbishop Wood. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock. We'll be on about 10 minutes before. Until then, everybody stay safe. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you soon.